It's a deception. So the man is configured, like you have computer configuration or programming. The woman is also differently configured. They are not equal. So anybody who is saying man is equal to woman, the differences are obvious. A man does not get pregnant and carry pregnancy for 9 months. But a man has the capacity to plant the seed, engage the woman, and keep her permanently for 9 months on active service. A man can do that. A woman can never impregnate a man. So how are they equal? Are you getting it? So that is naturally set. You can't change it. So illicit sex makes us unclean and will not be able to be determined and fit for spiritual practice. And number 4, no gambling. Anybody who gambles cannot be truthful. So no gambling in Sanskrit is satyam, truthfulness. So somebody who is not truthful, if he tells you good morning, you need to check your watch to be sure whether it's morning or it's evening. They are full of lies. If you go to Bhagavad Gita chapter 16, you'll find out how Krishna defined the demons. The demons. He said, they don't know what is to be done and what is not to be done. Even truthfulness and cleanliness is not found in them. And the demons are the ones who don't surrender. They don't take shelter of devotion to Krishna. They do devotion, but their devotion is Maya Parita. The intelligence has been stolen by illusion. So they conceive the concept that there is freedom to do whatever we like. Those who are demoniac, that is Bhagavad Gita 16:7, do not know what is to be done and what is not to be done. Neither cleanliness, nor proper behavior, nor truth is found in them. And this is what the whole world is running today, under deception and lies, especially in the political dispensation. They leave the issue and they make you face something else, deception. That is what the world is running on, no truthfulness. In Treta Yuga, in Satya Yuga, there was truthfulness, mercy, cleanliness, and austerity. Especially austerity was paramount, and people lived long for 100,000 years. The moment sin came in, that people could not have austerity, but capacity to do austerity, the age changed, and the sin came in 25%. Then the religious principle that is predominant changed, that people started performing animal sacrifice, but with very sound intelligence, very eloquent speed and meterage of pronouncing mantras. With mantra, they can evoke fire. With mantra, they can make an animal to move into fire. They don't push animal to fire. Animal on his own is manipulated by mantra. And you see the animal walking into fire. And by the potency of the recitation of the mantra, the animal will enter fire and come out on the other end of the fire with a brand new body, rejuvenated body. So towards the end of that generation or that age, sin came in and people lost their IQ, intellectual quotient, and they did not have the capacity of reciting the mantras with speed and meterage. Then the animal will reluctantly go into fire and die inside the fire. So violence came. Animals were unnecessarily killed. So the age changed because austerity is gone and mercy is gone. So the next age came that people could only do worship. Worship. And in worship, you have to be clean to worship, especially Brahminical culture. You take bath for a brahmachari at least 2 times a day, for a grihastha also 2 times a day, for a sannyasi 3 times a day or more to worship. That's why you do archanam, purification before you enter the altar. Before you do fire sacrifice, you have to do purificatory process. Om pavitra, pavitrovam, savavastam, gato piva, yasmarit, pundarikaksam, sabahya byantara suchi. Clean. Okay? So there was elaborate deity worship, cleanliness, and towards the end of that age, Dwapara Yuga, that also dropped. Cleanliness dropped. So at the beginning of Kali Yuga, three virtues, austerity, mercy, and cleanliness have gone. Only truthfulness, which is 25%, 75% of virtue is gone at the beginning of Kali Yuga. But at this time in Kali Yuga, even truthfulness is gone. No virtue again. Because you have so many, what do you call them? These lotto houses, so many online gambling plans, football staking. The whole of football is designed for gambling. All sports are designed for gambling. So no truthfulness. And when people are not truthful, what is their qualification to participate in spiritual life? So spiritual initiation is a renaissance for rejuvenating these spiritual virtues. But in regular society, it is going to be very painstaking. 4 vows, follow the 4 regulative principles, and chant 16 rounds with determination every day. So your first exercise now, before I read the 2 portions of Bhagavad Gita, why we must follow these vows very rigidly, is write in the box the challenges that are anticipated in following these 4 regulative principles. What are the challenges that you face if you have to follow the 4 regulative principles? Spend the next 5 minutes to think and put them down in the box individually, next 5 minutes. And then we can share our points together. The lesson has begun. You do your exercise and be able to benefit each other. Hare Krishna. is left to round up your introspection or brainstorming sessions. Hare Krishna. Hanuman Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Dandava Pranam. Hanuman Prabhu. You can unmute and share with us what you've reflected on that could be obstacle for one to follow the four regulative principles. We seem to have lost him. Okay, Joseph Mbila, unmute and share some of the points you wrote down. What are the obstacles that will not enable one to follow the four regulative principles? Challenges faced following initiation vows. Unmute, please, if you are present.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Dandava Pranam.
Dandava Pranam. I wasn't present. That was on Wednesday. My phone went off, and I think I'm now joining since Wednesday. So
okay,
I wasn't.
But the assignment was for today lesson, but it's okay. It's okay. And
yeah, but with the question, I think I can get a 1 or 2.
Okay, give a shot.
Yeah, I think peer group influence is one of the obstacles.
Come again.
And then peer group influence.
Peer pressure.
Peer pressure, yes, please.
Okay.
And then cultural boundaries. Cultural boundaries also another.
Very good.
Yeah, and then family attributes is another.
Thank you. They are in line. You're on point.
Okay.
And Bhakta Brown or Prabhu Brown, can you unmute and share with us what you wrote down that could be challenges for following initiation vows? Prabhu Brown.
Am I on, sir? Can you hear me?
Yes, you are on.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, can you hear me, Prabhu?
Yes, you are audible. Yes.
Okay. On my perspective, I think some of the obstacles material.
You can off your video so that you will be more clear. Off, please, Prabhu. Off your video, then your sound will be very clear.
And another thing is Maya. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you. And Yashodanandana?
I think inability to be in control of the mind.
Okay. And Abigail Mataji?
No,
we are not hearing you. And the best thing is if you off your video, then your sound can be clearer. The same thing with you, Brown Prabhu. If you off your video, then we can hear you better next time. Okay? Okay, Madam Abigail or Abigail Mataji. off your video and then share your points. Louder.
No idea.
I can't hear you.
Prabhu.
Yes.
No idea.
I can't hear you. We can't hear you. You are not audible. Off your video. Off your video, then your sound can be better. Off your video. Good. Then speak.
Prabhu.
Yeah, we can hear you a little.
Prabhu, no idea.
All right, thank you, thank you. That is a good attempt, honest good attempt. And Hanuman Prabhu, did you hear the question and what is your contribution? What could be the obstacles or challenges one faces while following the initiation vows? Challenges faced following initiation vows, which are the things that will not make you keep to the initiation vows. Hanuman Prabhu is there. You are off and on. Okay. Isaac, Deborah.
Hare Krishna, fellow devotees. Time management, that is balancing chanting with work, family, and other responsibilities can be difficult. Alongside overcoming addiction or habitual use of substances like alcohol, drugs, or caffeine can also be a challenging. Alongside temptation from the excitement or potential financial gain associated with gambling is also a challenge. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And Hanuman, are you back here? You are off and on. He's gone again. Unmute and tell us what are likely challenges one faces while observing the initiation vows. Okay, Roger Atanga, can you share?
Prabhu, your ethnic group that you belong to, so that's your clan, maybe an obstacle, and social media.
Very good. Thank you very much. And Charles Assuming, are you here? Charles Assuming. Unmute and say something. Dr. Samuel, can you share something?
Okay, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Dhanava pranams. Okay, one point I could think of is associating or too much association with non-devotees, and again, staying so far away from the temple that is not giving you much access to class being offered or courses being offered in the temple, as the scriptures say or the instruction says that you must hear. So if you stay away from the temple, it's like you cut yourself off from the temple, or any association of pure devotees can also become a hindrance also for you to be able to follow the regulative principles. And also partaking in much activities organized by neophytes or people who do not actually believe in scriptural instructions can also become a problem for you to be able to follow the regulative principles. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. I want to share this portion of Bhagavatam with you. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, chapter 17, text number 24. It says, Tapa Socham Daya Satyam. These are 4 regulative principles. Iti pada krite kritaha. Adamam sai strayo bhagna. Smaya Sangha Medastava. In the age of Kali, truthfulness, your 4 legs were established by 4 principles of austerity, cleanliness, mercy, and truthfulness. But it appears that 3 of your legs are broken due to rampant irreligion in the form of pride, lust for women, and intoxication. Pride, lust for women, and intoxication. These are one of the things that can be challenges why you cannot keep initiation vow. So in the Prabhupada mentioned, Prabhu Brown mentioned something like that, Maya. Prabhupada says, the deluding energy of material nature can act upon the living beings proportionately in terms of the living beings falling prey to the deluding attraction of Maya. Falling prey means you become a victim. And an analogy or example is given when it's rainy or raining season in the night. Once there's fire anywhere, you will see that moths, they emerge and they are heading towards the fire. Moths are captivated by the glaring brightness of light, and thus they become prey to fire. Attraction or captivation. Similarly, the deluding energy is always captivating the conditioned soul to become prey to the fire of delusion. And the Vedic scripture warned the conditioned soul not to become prey. You are warned. And not to become prey means what? You must have willpower and want power. Willpower and want power. These 2 are important. I will not fall into Maya. Willpower and want power, not to become prey to delusion, but get rid of it by determination. Arjuna told Krishna, this is very difficult, but I'm in class. I will talk after 1 hour, please. So Arjuna told Krishna, this science of yoga you have taught me about mind control is difficult to practice. That it is easier to control the wind than to control the mind. But Krishna told him, yes, you are right. But by constant practice, Dr. Samuel, what you said, association. In association, it is practice that we do. So when we fall out of association, we become victims. When Lord Ram went looking for the golden deer that Sita wanted, and they heard the sound that seemed Ram was in danger. Lakshman was with Sita. He cannot leave Sita unprotected and go for Ram, but he has to go. So he used the Astra and draw a protective fiery shield around Sita and told her, as long as you remain within this circle, you'll be protected. But once you move out of the circle, you'll be endangered. So Prabhu Bhakta Samuel, that is what it indicates. When you are within the circle, Prabhupada said our spiritual advancement is dependent on 99.9% of our association. Shakespeare said, tell me with whom you move, and I'll tell you what you are. So our association. So we have to not allow the energy to overcome. But one who completely surrenders unto the Lord can easily do so. But to surrender unto the lotus feet of the Lord is also not very easy. Such surrender is possible by a person of austerity, cleanliness, mercy, and truthfulness. These 4 principles of advanced civilization were remarkable features in the age of Satya. So these 4 pillars are what gives you the strength, the determination. So once you become docile about it, weak, you'll be vulnerable. So following the 4 regulative principles is not only being a gentleman or gentlewoman to keep your vow with Guru, but it is to cultivate determination and strength to tread the path of spiritual life. And so in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, text 28, it says, persons who have acted piously in previous lives and in this life, and whose sinful actions are completely eradicated, are freed from the dualities of delusion, and they engage themselves in the service with determination. So following the 4 regulative principles and obeying chanting 16 rounds, we give you determination. Determination. So the next exercise will be, what is the solution? What are the solutions? Write in the bar below some helpful solutions to challenges faced in strictly following initiation vows. I've given you tips from the things I read from Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. What would be solution? You take a vow. Prabhupada said, no gentleman or gentlewoman should break their vows. So please spend the next 5 minutes again and prefer solutions that will help you to strictly follow your initiation vows. Write in the box if you have the student handbook. Otherwise, just scribble on a paper or jotter before you for the next 5 minutes. Your time starts now.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
It's me, Hanuman Das.
He said?
It's me, Hanuman Das.
He said what?
I say Hanuman Das. Hanuman Das.
I'm not hearing you clearly.
I say it's me, Hanuman Das.
Speak a little louder.
He says it is Hanuman.
Hanuman Das.
He says it is Hanuman. Hanuman does.
I
Hanuman
can't
is on the
hear
line.
you.
Hanuman.
Maybe the sound is disrupting, but can you speak now?
Okay, probably I want to ask if someone is to take
Hare
initiation.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, can you hear me, bro?
I can't hear the speaker. I don't even know the speaker. Who is speaking?
Hanuman Das.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, did I hear me?
Hanuman Das is the one speaking.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhu Ganga, can you hear me?
I can't hear you, please.
I think the problem is from your side.
Okay, go ahead with the assignment. We are 3 minutes into the exercise.
Prabhu Hanuman, you can actually type it.
Okay.
You can type your question to him.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Good. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Prabhu Hanuman is there.
Yes, Prabhu.
All right. Share what your suggestion as solution that can help to follow the 4 regulative principles, initiation vows, we include the 4 regulative principles, and chanting 16 rounds daily.
Okay. My own side is association with devotees, with Vaishnavas. Coming association with them, then maybe then going to the temple to visit the temple, then reading Sri Prabhupada lecture, then seeking an advice or seeking instruction from the superior to the senior devotees. I think that can also help us in fulfilling our promise, our vow, and continue for our chanting 60 rounds. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. That is on point. And
Hare Krishna.
Abigail Pataji, can you try something now?
Yes, Prabhu.
Off your video and then speak. Speak now.
Yeah. And if you live a good life, like you live a holy life, and also you can chant more than 16 rounds.
Okay, thank you very much. Some points. You have something else to add?
No.
All right. And Charles Assuming, are you here now? Charles Assuming.
Krishna, I don't know if I can ask a question, Prabhuji.
Not now. We are in the middle of sharing, but please don't forget your question.
Okay, Prabhu.
Charles Assuming, it is difficult to get you. Your voice sound is muted. Your video is muted. You are not seen. So I don't know whether you are here impersonally or you are personally present. Okay, so Deborah, can you share with us solution?
Hare Krishna. With the chanting of 16 rounds, you have to allocate specific times of the day for chanting, such as early in the morning or evening, to ensure it becomes a regular part of your routine. And with the 4 regulative principles, we have to plan our meal ahead of time to avoid the temptation of non-vegetarian food. With no intoxicants, we have to surround ourselves with devotees. And with illicit sex, we have to engage ourselves in devotional activities to minimize distraction and temptations. And the last one, gambling. We have to practice financial discipline and mindful spending.
Thank you very much. That's also on point. And Dr. Samuel, can you share?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
I think one of the things that can also help is to learn how to prepare devotional foods, because if you live away from the temple and you may have to, or maybe you work somewhere far away from the temple, then definitely you have to eat. So if you know how to prepare some devotional food or food that doesn't have any karmic reaction, I believe that will help. And also to stay connected to your guru. Make sure you are never disconnected from your guru. Every time you have your guru's direction or you have your guru's order you are working on, that will also help you. And also have a healthy association with your God brothers or God sisters to also help you grow in devotional service also. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. Prabhu Kam. Share yours now.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
I was able to get just 3 helpful solutions here. That one is that we must be austere and truthful. We should not defy and disconnect the relationship we have with the spiritual master. And the third one is determination. We must be determined to follow the vows very strictly. Prabhu, please, these are what I got.
Thank you. They are all on points. Hanuman Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Can you ask the question now before we progress?
Okay, Prabhu. So, Prabhu, my question is, in all of us, we have a wide visual witness.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Prabhu Brown, just hold on. Let me hear from Prabhu Brown. Hold on. Let me hold on, Brown Prabhu. Hanuman, continue.
Okay, I said we know
the person talking at the background, please mute yourself.
Prabhu, can you hear me?
Somebody is talking in the background.
I think it is Brown. It's Brown. You have to mute him. He's not aware. You have to mute down. Down is not where he's unmuting, so you have to mute.
He has been
Krishna.
muted. Go.
Bravo Brown. Bravo Brown. Are you here?
Bro.
Yes, go ahead, Hanuman.
Okay, bro. I say, in the four regular principles, we all have a wide vision in the particular whereby we are not too strong in it. And a devotee have a zeal to become a disciple of his spiritual master, and he has made up your mind to follow the instruction of the spiritual masters. But after taking initiation, he still find himself making that the same, maybe finding himself having some fault, one of the religious principles. What is the fate of that devotee with their guru?
Very good. You will hear the answer from what we will read now.
Okay.
Okay? You will hear the answer. Stay tuned. Yes, Prabhu Brown, you were mentioning something. Prabhu Brown, are you here? Some people are making noise in your background. Or is there a quarrel there?
No, there's no quarrel. It's my background, sir.
Okay,
I'm on trial seat while attending the class, sir.
All right, so you want to say something?
Yes, I want to add to what my co-devotees have said. Okay, one of the solutions too, I think, is non-indulgence in frivolous conversations, and also the devotee should avoid watching secular movies that contain vulgarity or secular musics that contain vulgarity. It can hamper one's spiritual growth. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. So what I'll add for all of you, if you go to Nectar of Instruction, NOD, Mantra 2, or text number 2, it says, Atyahara Prayasascha Prajapa Niyamagara Jana Sangha Chalolyamcha Saudi Bhakti Vinasyati. One's spiritual life is spoiled by indulging in these 6 activities. Number 1, Prajapa. Brown, you can mute yourself now. Prabhu Brown, mute. Indulging in frivolous talking. And that's what Brown Prabhuji mentioned now. Sharing, partaking in frivolous talking. Prajapa. Unwanted topics, discussing, participating, assessing them. Whether it's movie, whether it's music, whether it's even one-on-one conversation. Prabhupada in that purpose said, if you must talk, speak only about Krishna. That is the safety. Any other thing you say will endanger you. Number 2 is overaccumulation. Wannabes. I want this, I want this, I want this. You want to accumulate so many things. So that is a distraction for you because you cannot get everything you want. In the economic, he said, human wants are insatiable. So when you are chasing material things, you will be distracted from your spiritual obligations. Atyahara Prayasascha Prajapo. Atyahara, overaccumulation. Atyahara, overaccumulation. Frivolous talking. And then Niyamagara, following the spiritual rules and regulation just for the sake of following, without the intention or mindset that you have to make advancements. Number 5, keeping association of worldly minded people. Tell me with whom you move, and I'll tell you what you are. That is what Shakespeare said. And Prabhupada said, association determines 99% of our spiritual progress. Who are you associating with? And the last one, over endeavoring for material things that are very difficult to earn. This is the Nectar of Instruction, Mantra 2. 6 things that will spoil your spiritual life. So if you know the things that will spoil your spiritual life, you avoid them. That's the principle of surrender, accepting what is favorable rejecting what is unfavorable. Anything that is not favorable, keep it at bay. Okay? So let us now share what Prabhupada gives Tapasya for forcing you to make very rapid advancement in Krishna consciousness. If still you are unable to fulfill that promise to your spiritual master, then what is the use of calling yourself devotee and disciple? That is simply pretending. So you should think like this. I have promised my spiritual master this. Now I must obey him without any exception, no excuse. Otherwise, I have no business calling myself his disciple. That will be your austerity or tapasya for forcing you to make very rapid advancement in Krishna consciousness, understanding. Without tapasya, there is no question of making advancement. Without self-denial, there is no question. He said, tapasya brahmacharyena, samena cha, damena cha. That the wealth of a brahmana is austerity. How much austerity he performs? You must avoid these 4 basic principles, restrictions under all circumstances, without any exemption. Of course, once or twice, Krishna may excuse. If you have some fall or deviation, once or twice, Krishna may excuse you, overlook even the guru. That is not very difficult. But more than that, it will become very difficult for Krishna to excuse you. And there is great risk that everything will be lost despite all your time and efforts. So initiation is not a ceremony. I've been initiated. It is an obligation. It's a daunting task. You have to do it. You may not be qualified, but Krishna is appreciative of the effort you make. You struggle with your weakness. Krishna will intervene and give you strength, give you intelligence, give you determination to carry on. So we should not think it's impossible. What Krishna told Arjuna was constant practice and detachment. Avoid the things that will be obstacle and then continue to practice. These are valid solutions. So Prabhupada went further to say, define means to disconnect the relationship with the spiritual master. Once you don't obey, you are cutting off your relationship with the spiritual master. You ask if it is true that the spiritual master remains in the material universe until all his disciples are transferred to the spiritual sky. The answer is yes. So anytime you are deviating, you are imprisoning your spiritual master in the material world. This is the rule. Therefore, every student should be very much careful not to commit any offense, which will be detrimental to this promotion to the spiritual kingdom, and thereby the spiritual masters to incarnate again to deliver him. This sort of mentality will be a kind of offense to the spiritual master, which is also the 7th offense against the chanting of the holy name, Guru Awagya. No, 3rd offense, to disobey the order of the spiritual master. And the 7th, chanting, committing sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. If I chant, I will neutralize. It is deception. Out of the 10 kinds of offenses, the number one offense is to disobey the order of the spiritual master. The instruction given to the spiritual master by the spiritual master, the instruction given to the disciple by the spiritual master at the time of initiation should be strictly followed. That will make one advance to the spiritual path. But if one deliberately defies such instruction, then his advancement is hampered from the very beginning. This define means to disconnect the relationship with the spiritual master. And anyone who defies and anyone who defies and therefore disconnects the relation with the spiritual master can hardly expect any assistance of the spiritual master. Life after life. I hope this will clear up this question sufficiently for you. Hanuman Prabhu, I think
Yes, Prabhu.
this gives a hint to your question.
Yes,
Spiritual master is ready to offer you help, even when there are difficulties. But you have to cry for help.
Okay.
By trying, not just to submit, I'm helpless. In this life, I can't follow this. Once you are not following, you are going to disconnect from the spiritual master. And it's a lifetime after life. The spiritual master cannot assist. So that is the heaviness of not being able. I hope this will clear up this question sufficiently for you. And additional quotes. If I pour water on it, then it will be difficult to ignite. Of course, this chanting of Hare Krishna, Harinam will make you purify. That's nice. But just like this fire, I am going to ignite. This is dry wood. But if I help it to keep it dry, then the fire will be very nice, blazing fire. But if I pour water on it, then it will be difficult to ignite. Similarly, the fire of Krishna consciousness will keep you always progressing. But at the same time, if we also voluntarily do not pour water on the fire, then it will be nice. If we don't voluntarily deviate, that's what it means. We can keep the fire burning. Similarly, Krishna consciousness or chanting Hare Krishna will keep you progressive. At the same time, voluntarily, if you do not commit all this nonsense, then it will be very nice. And if you continue this water pouring, then just like a man is taking medicine, at the same time doing the all nonsense, then the disease will not be cured or may take very, very long time. So we should not be irresponsible in that way, because life is very short. Life is short. It can snap any moment. So we should not be irresponsible. Prabhupada said, no gentleman or woman will break his vows. Once you break vow, you are irresponsible. So Lord Chaitanya accepts all kinds of simple persons on one condition. When the Lord was invoking Sri Sudarshan Chakra and Nityananda Prabhu was imploring him to forgive the two brothers, both the brothers fell down at the lotus feet of the Lord and begged his pardon for their gross behavior. The Lord was also asked by Nityananda Prabhu, accept these repentant souls. And the Lord agreed to accept them on one condition, that they henceforth completely give up all their sinful activities and habits of debauchery. Both brothers agreed and promised to give up all their sinful habits, and the kind Lord accepted them and did not again refer to their past deeds. This is the specific kindness of Lord Chaitanya. In this age, no one can say that he is free from sin. It is impossible for anyone to say this. But Lord Chaitanya accepts all kinds of simple persons on one condition, that they promise not to indulge in sinful habits after being spiritually initiated by a bona fide spiritual master. In this Kali Yuga, practically all people are of the quality of Jagan and Madai. If they want to be relieved from the reaction of their misdeed, they must take shelter of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and after spiritual initiation thus refrain from those things which are prohibited in the Shastra. Purifying process is already there in the heart of the devotee. According to the Vedas, there is a certain regulation that if one falls down from his exalted position, he has to undergo certain ritualistic process of purification. But here, there is no such condition, because the purifying process is already there in the heart of the pure devotee. Due to his remembering the Supreme Personality of God constantly, Therefore, the chanting of the Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, should be continued without stoppage. Keep chanting. Keep chanting. That is the solution to every sin. Keep chanting. Don't stop. Then Krishna will come your way. Then you are not even a gentleman. What to speak of about a devotee? Ridyananda translating. He wants to know if the greatest offense is to disobey the Guru. Prabhupada answered, yes. That is the first offense. Guru Avagya. Shruti Sastra Nindanam. Shruti Sastra Nindanam, Guru Avagya. If you accept Guru and again disobey him, then what is your position? You are not a gentleman. You promise before Guru, before Krishna, before fire, that I shall obey your order. I shall execute this. And again, you do not do this. Then you are not even a gentleman. What to speak of about a devotee? This is common nonsense. Prabhupada ki.
Aisha, Prabhu, please, can I ask a question?
Hold on, we'll come to question and answer.
Okay, Prabhu.
Let me just go through the PowerPoints quickly to substantiate all what we have read, and then we can open for question and answer. So I said here, in this first picture, the disciple is taking vow. The Guru is attentively listening, like a magistrate or a judge in the courts, taking all evidences presented by the defendant. And in the end, he wants to see if there is meaning in what the defendant is presenting. And so, if after giving evidences in court, we are not able to meet it, then what we do is we are treated as one who has created contempt of courts. Contempt of courts. That's also contempt of initiation vows. You take a vow and you disobey it or you flaunt it. Prabhupada said he's not a gentleman. So if we take vows, the vows are two-sided. 4 regulative principles: cleanliness, mercy, austerity, and no gambling, truthfulness. So somebody was asked, how can one get the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? How can you get mercy of Mahaprabhu? And the answer was given, Jiva Doya, compassion for all living entity, including compassion for yourself. You have your own welfare at heart. You want welfare for yourself. So you cannot be compassionate to others and not be compassionate to yourself. You cannot give what you don't have. So when you have compassion for all living entities, including yourself, then you have attachment to chanting, Namruchi. You are attracted to chanting. And number 3, Vaishnava Seva. These 3 things automatically evoke the mercy of Mahaprabhu. Compassion, attachment to chanting, and serving the Vaishnavas. Okay? Number 3, PowerPoint. The 4 regulative principles. Can Prabhudevra read what is on the screen? 4 regulative principles.
Yes, Prabhu. There are 4 regulative principles. 1, no meat eating. Daya. No intoxication. Tapa. No illicit sex. Sokam. No gambling. Satyam. Hare Krishna.
So, Prabhu Brown, can you read what is on the screen now? Prabhu Brown, are you there? Unmute and read what's on the screen. Prabhu Brown, unmute yourself and read. You are muted. You are muted, Prabhu. Okay, to conserve time. Okay, go ahead and read.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, can you hear me?
Yes, you're audible. Read, please.
Okay. It is not very difficult to follow the four regulative principles. This thing should be stopped if you want to be serious. Otherwise, make a fast and do whatever you like. I cannot give you protection. That is not possible. Hare Krishna.
So, from this point, you will be denied protection if you don't follow. Just like I gave the example of. Please mute yourself. Mute yourself. Mute yourself. I gave the example of Mother Sita and Lakshman. He told him, as long as you are within this fiery circle, you'll be protected. Once you move out of the circle, you'll be unprotected. Prabhu Brown, please mute yourself.
Mute yourself.
Prabhu Brown, mute yourself. What is the pleasure in distracting the class? Please be mindful of this. You are offending everybody in the class. Be muted when you should mute, and only unmute when you have to speak something. Please. Okay. Going further, Prabhu Rogers, read what is on the screen. Unmute and read, please. Prabhu Rogers. I'm not sure if you are here. Okay, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Go ahead.
So you must have to follow these rules and regulations. If you are serious, then take initiations. Otherwise, you do not have a fast. You do not have a fast.
Don't make fast.
That is my
my request. Thank you. So, Abigail Mataji, can you read what is on the screen? Unmute and read.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
My advice is always chant 16 rounds minimum and follow the 4 regulative principles. All of my disciples must agree on this point. Otherwise, they are not my disciples. My disciples must follow these principles, living either in earth or hell. Hare Krishna.
But if not, who said, whether you are in a happy situation or in a miserable situation, you chant the name of Hari. So Prabhupada is reiterating the same thing. Whether you are living in a heavenly planet, means pleasurable condition, or hell, miserable condition, just keep chanting. That is what makes you disciple. Keep chanting. in all circumstances. And who will like to be mentioned by the Guru? Not my disciple. Not my disciple. But he gave you initiation, means you have been rejected. And at the early sessions of this course, we mentioned the 4th class disciple. He's not ready to follow anything. And the therapy is to reject that disciple. Will you like to be rejected, any of you?
No.
So keep that in mind. We have done this. We have discussed the challenges. We have also discussed solution. The most interesting solution we have also given: chant, follow the 4 regulative principles, avoid wrong association. Okay? So this we have gone through, and Prabhu Kamkam, please read this for us.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. If still you are unable to fulfill that promise to your spiritual master, then what is the use of calling yourself a devotee and disciple? That is simply pretending. So you should think like this: that I have promised my spiritual master this. Now I must obey him without any exception. Otherwise, I have no business calling myself his disciple.
This is honest submission. You don't need somebody to tell you that you are not a disciple. You just tell yourself, I'm good for nothing, I'm useless, I cannot follow my spiritual master's order. Continue, Prabhu. Prabhu, come.
That will be your authority or tapasya for forcing you to make very rapid advancement in Krishna conscious understanding. Without tapasya, there is no question of making advancement. But if you want to call yourself devotee and serve Krishna in that capacity, then you must avoid these 4 basic principles: restriction under all circumstances, without any exceptions.
Continue.
Of course, once, twice, Krishna may excuse. That's very difficult. But more than that, it will become very difficult for Krishna to excuse you. And there is great risk that everything will be lost despite all of your time and effort.
If you remember in the early portion of this lesson, I think it's in either 2 or 3, that all what we do in devotional service, if we don't take initiation, take shelter of the spiritual master, all our activity is called useless. So the same thing, when you take initiation and then you don't follow the promises, you keep disobeying the spiritual master, he said all your effort and time will be lost. Who likes to lose in an investment? Nobody, unless a foolish person. So, Yashodarandana Prabhu, can you read what is on the screen for us? Is he there? Yashoda? Yashodarandana, unmute and read what is on the screen for us. You are muted. Okay. Anuman Prabhu, can you read what is on the screen?
Robert, I'm not seeing it very clearly. It's too small.
Okay. Let me see if I can. That is the biggest, the largest I can produce on my screen. Okay, if you cannot see,
Let me.
Yashodana is not there.
Let me try.
Go ahead.
Sins unwillingly committed by a devotee are burnt in the fire of repentance. The pious king regretted his accidental, improper treatment of the powerful Brahmana, who was faultless. Such repentance is natural for a good man like the king, and such repentance delivers a devotee from all kinds of sins accidentally committed. The devotees are naturally faultless. Accidental sins committed by a devotee are sincerely regretted, and by the grace of the Lord, all sins unwillingly committed by a devotee are burnt in the fire of repentance.
Who is this king that is repenting here? Who is this king that is repenting? Who knows? Who knows the king mentioned here? King Parikshit.
Parikshit, yes, Parikshit.
He put a dead snake on the head of the sage Brahmana, who was meditating, thinking he was discourteous when he visited him. And the son of the king, the son of the sage, had this news, and he caused the king to die in 7 days. The king has the power to summon the Brahmana boy to revoke the curse. That is immunity or impunity. But the king did not do that. The king accepted that this is providence that has boxed me into this condition. And he regretted. And the extent of his regret is that I don't want any of my family members in the future to suffer reactions from this my sin. That is Jiva Doya, compassion for others. So he decided to go to the bank of the Ganges and fast until death. Okay? According to the Vedas, there is a certain regulation that if one falls down from his external position, he has to undergo certain ritualistic process to purify himself. But here there is no such condition because the purifying process is already there in the heart of the devotee due to his remembering the Supreme Lord. That's why he said, Om apavitra pavitro va sabavastam gato piva yasmaret pundare kaksam sabahya byantara suchi. Whether one is pure or impure, as long as I remember Pundarik, the lotus eye Lord, it becomes clean inside and outside. Sabahya byantara suchi. And for us, the purity is made available for us when we constantly chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama, Hare Hare.
So, Prabhu, come, read this for us.
This is tug of war. So don't be afraid of Maya. Simply enhance chanting and you'll be conqueror. That's all. Krishna says, Kunteya Parijanihe Name Bhakta Pranashati. You just declare, my devotee will never be vanquished by Maya. Maya cannot do anything. Simply you have to become strong. And what is that strength? Chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
loudly.
Krishna Krishna,
Yes.
Hare.
Loudly.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Yeah. Yeah.
So is there any question? Hanuman, you had a question, or have you asked a question?
No, I've not answered.
Hanuman Prabhu? Okay,
yes, sir,
ask
I'm
the
with
question.
you.
Ask the question now.
Okay, the question is that you said according to the proper code, he said when the disciple commits an offense, that you said the guru has to liberate all disciple, and if he doesn't do that, he has to remain in this material world. So my question is, so our scripture from verse our scripture later understand. It said that if a devotee has performed devotional service and he happened to break down the process, maybe he fall down, when he comes back again, continues the process. So my question is, if a devotee has taken initiation and after maybe his karma or maybe his previous activities is not enabling to continue and he falls down, and after taking initiation, go back to those material lifestyle, what is the fate between him and the guru? And if he's committing this offense, would that guru also, will that offense also hold the guru down in this material world?
We read something like that. I use the word imprison the guru in the material world.
Yes.
Anytime you commit sin, you are making the guru stay here. Even if the guru leaves his body, he has to incarnate again because of saving the disciple. Although Srila Krishna Pada has said that the initiations we are given to some disciples are not because they are qualified in this lifetime. It is a seed sowing for the future. In the future, for those devoting, the deviating devotees, the initiation will become a source of rejuvenation for them in spiritual life.
Okay.
Just like in the case of Gajendra. Gajendra was stuck in a fight with the elephant, no, with the crocodile for thousands of years. Okay? He was struggling with his strength. But somehow, he remembered the process of devotion, that if you call upon the Lord in time of difficulty, he will answer you. And if you offer him with love, a flower, fruit, or water, he will accept. So Gajendra plucked a lily from the water and he offered it to Vishnu. And immediately, Vishnu released Sudarshan Chakra to cut the head of the crocodile. So in our fallen situation, if somehow our consciousness or conscience is drawn towards piety of doing certain devotional things, we can be revived. Okay? So, but your question is that the guru will remain here. The guru will remain here until you are delivered. So it means if you are weak in this life and you have been given initiation, then the guru will be waiting for you to wake up. Jeev Jago. And then he will take you.
Oh, brother, is that no punishment for the guru?
It is. But guru is very compassionate. Guru is Krishna externally manifest. And guru contract with Krishna is that he should bring all the disciples back home, back to Godhead. So it looks like punishment, but it takes the austerity because he has to fulfill Krishna's contract with him. The same way we should also think. We have to fulfill our contract with Guru. Obey him. Do what he says. Then he can be able to deliver us. Otherwise, we will delay the delivery. Okay, any other question? Okay, I think we have exhausted the content for today. And that is the end of Unit 2. And we'll reconvene again on Monday, same time, and continue with the next half of this course, which is Unit 3, Chapter 8. Okay? So when you have taken initiation and you know the duties you owe the Guru, especially obeying his orders, then along with obeying his orders, you have to worship him to prove that are they loyal. So that is where we start acting in relationship with the Guru. Okay? Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Timati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Itinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Guruvani Pracharine Nivisheshai Sunyavadi Pasatyaya Desatarine Chakalpata Rubyas Chai Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanambeyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shia Dvaita Gadada, Shiva Sadisi Gora Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you very much, Srila Prabhupada ki, Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Yes. Hare Krishna.
Please, I just joined today. I've been trying a way to join through the link, but I'll find it very difficult. Me and Mother Jamastan, we have been trying to do it, but no way for me. So she said I should log in through the which is the link drop. So I log in. I didn't follow the right process, so I don't know what to be my position. How I can get the previous classes, and although I have the handbook of it, it's called Disciple Course.
So you can discuss with her because these lessons are recorded and they are the custodians of the record. And it's also shared up. So if they can make it available for you, good, well and good. And if it is not possible, then you have to do over time by reading up the ones you have missed because you have gone, you are 50% behind. And if you have specific issues, you can always revert to me. I'm your servant eternally. I'll be able to contribute something. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Father.
Hare Krishna. Okay, thank you all. See you in the next class. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai Prabhupada.
Grace Ganga Prabhu Prasad ki.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Prabhu Kankam ki jai ho.